Today's topic is a sneak peek at SmartSights Mobile, which is SmartSights' next generation mobile app to handle Win911, Excel Reporter, our Smart Bundle, and other applications that we'll be able to bring into it in the future. My name is David Nolan. I am an Industry Solutions Manager here at SmartSights, and I'll be the presenter today. So the key takeaways from today's presentation, if I'm doing a good job at least, are answers to the questions, what is SmartSights Mobile? When will it be available? How does it improve industrial OT workflows? And how do I upgrade from my existing Win911 mobile application? So we'll structure the presentation agenda around an overview, just in general, covering SmartSights Mobile. We'll talk about specific functionality and use cases for Win911 users, Excel Reporter users, Smart Bundle users. Then we'll give a hands-on demo, and then we'll have time for question and answer at the end. And if you do have any questions throughout today's presentation, just use the question mark tab at the top right of your go-to window. So what is SmartSights Mobile? I think if you look at the big picture of SmartSights as a software company, right, we have several different software solutions that we offer. Today, the SmartSights mobile app includes functionality based around Win911 and Excel Reporter and our Smart Bundle. And if you're a Win911 user and you upgrade to SmartSights Mobile, you'll definitely notice, a greatly improved remote notification solution. But under the hood, what we've done is just sort of built this on a flexible platform that will allow us to include functionality from our other offerings going forward. So who knows, at some point in the future, we may see some functionality from our issue management solution here come into this SmartSights mobile app, for example. So what we're basically bringing to the table here is a new mobile app, again, that goes across SmartSight Solutions. It releases July 15th, 2025, so in about 3 weeks on iOS and Android. It replaces Win911 Mobile, but if you're an existing Win911 Mobile user, don't panic. Support is going to be continued for that application for, at the very least, the next 12 months. One of the really big added capabilities we're bringing to mobile here with this app is standalone support for Excel Reporter. So our Smart Bundle users have been able to leverage Excel Reporter's mobile reporting inside the Win911 mobile app. SmartSights Mobile supports this functionality for standalone Excel Reporter applications, so not just the Smart Bundle anymore. Again, the app is basically the next evolution of Win911 Mobile. So there's a lot of improvements, new features related to our remote alarming solution in this app. And the app is part of a set of SmartSights 2025 releases. And so again, on the date of July 15th here, we'll be releasing XLR 2025, Win911 2025. Both of those will be released together as an updated Smart Bundle for 2025, and the mobile app will be part of that collective release. So in terms of specific improvements and new functionality for Win911 users, we've added a ton. We've got a personalized alarm summary, like people are used to in Win911 Mobile. If you're an existing Win911 Mobile user, you know that you have a Win911 user in the contact directory that can be a part of one or more notification policies and different sets of alarms. And your alarm summary real-time feed in the app would show you the current state of those alarms that you are subscribed to. But the new app also supports full site access, so you can look into alarms beyond what your personal user is subscribed to. So this is much more of a sort of a global or administrative kind of view into the system. And again, if you're an existing user, this is very similar to what you would see, for example, in the Win911 Control Center. We've now brought that view into mobile. We've got a new ACK page that supports a streamlined multi-ACK functionality. We've got tag-based persistent chat, and so if you've used the chat feature in Win911, basically it's a group chat that gets formed with all the contacts in your notification policy when an alarm occurs. So if you've got, say, 5 operators who are part of an alarm response group, They can chat with each other about the resolution to the alarm, or just communicate with each other around what they're doing to respond to it. All that chat is now persistent, so the next time that condition happens, you'll be able to access any notes that people have added there. We've got visibility into the Win911 status module, which is in the past been available in our on-prem workspace application that allows you to check on the health of different modules in your Win911 deployment. For example, the connectivity to your SCADA alarm system, the connectivity to your SMS modem or VoIP system. All that is also now available in the mobile app. Um, all that all together basically amounts to much greater, multi-site support. It's much easier to use this app now to manage a set of different Win911 deployments across, say, multiple plants. We've improved the operator workspace, so it's much easier to go in and find contacts and edit them, edit your alarm call out orders, for example. We've simplified the alarm format so that the alarm summary screen where you see your real-time feed of alarms is all much easier to parse now. And we've also added dark mode, which is tied to the dark mode on your phone's OS. So if you have your iPhone or your Android device set to transition between light and dark mode at different points in time, the app will now follow that as well. For Excel Reporter users, this is a really, really big new sort of capability for them. We finally have a standalone mobile app for Excel Reporter. If you're not familiar with Excel Reporter, it can be thought of in the context of mobile as a rapid data visualization and reporting tool that supports over 80 different data sources. All the leading SCADA HMI products from companies like Aviva, GE, Rockwell, Emerson, and more. Basically able to access and visualize the tag data from those systems from your pocket very easily. It's got dozens of out-of-box reports. The app allows you to view the history of scheduled reports. If you run daily reports or event-based reports, you can access the history of those. You can view, generate, and download. And the interactivity in the app is greatly increased. If you've used the Excel Reporter functionality inside of the Win911 app as a Smart Bundle user, you're familiar with the ability to open up a reporting screen and sort of visualize data based on the current time frame in the process. The tool is now fully interactive. You can filter based on time, based on tag browsers. You can filter on operator positions. You can even filter around discrete time frames like batches or production runs. And if you've used Excel Reporter's on-prem web client, you can picture this mobile app as basically bringing all the functionality of that client securely through the internet to your mobile device. So for Smart Bundle users, these are users that have purchased a combined license that includes Excel Reporter and Win911. Obviously, you get the full functionality of both standalone apps of Win911 and Excel Reporter, but having both of these together basically gives you some unique, combined functionality that supports some different workflows. Right? You can use this tool for alarm diagnostics. You receive the alert in Win911 that alarm has happened. You can then go and check on reports, filter around different time frames or different assets related to that alarm. You can monitor the health of the asset during the alarm response and verify that it's returned to normal, say after the resolution. It allows you to actually monitor the alarm system itself, right? You can monitor the contact activity, what's happening as alarms are being relayed to your Win911 users. Are they hacking those alarms? Are there communication issues reaching them? How is their acknowledgement performance over time? You can also use this to track IS 18.2 metrics like chattering and stale alarms, bad actors. It also allows you to use this as a process monitoring tool, right? You can check on in progress production processes, easy for me to say. You can also get alerts when processes are completed, aborted, or change state. And so we start to think of this as more of a proactive tool versus, say, just an alarming tool. Now we'll take a quick look at a hands-on demo of what this new app actually looks like. Give me 1 second here to transition to my phone screen. Okay. Starting up the screen share in Teams here. Give me one moment. Teams has picked this exact moment to not cooperate. Okay, here we go. So what we're looking at here is SmartSights Mobile. And you'll notice that it's a much cleaner view with simplified alarm summary view here, easier to parse the different parameters of the alarm, like the alarm actor, the severity, the time. Uh, we can also we can also do multiple acknowledgement much easier in this app than we could before. So for example, if I just click this multi-act button here at the top, I can choose to select which alarms I want to act at the same time here, or I can act the whole page all at once. And those acknowledgements do transition all the way back down into the SCADA system. Mentioning before on persistent chat, for example, if I open up one of these alarms in detail, I can see the history of that alarm. And I can see, for example, what users are involved in the notification policy to respond to this alarm. So on this user screen, I can see who is involved in the chat, which is what I'm getting to in a second here. But I can also see where we're at in the escalation, behavior here. So I can see that this alarm was sent to Christian Kelly. He did not answer it. It was then escalated to me. And the next tier here would be escalating, for example, to Torsten Burns. If I go over to the chat here, I can type a message in here that will notify all the people in this chat. I can also type in, note resolution notes on what I'm doing to resolve this alarm. But I also get the history of the chat here, and we can see that the chat now also factors in the state of the alarm, so we can see when these messages are being sent relative to the alarm activity, either each time the alarm happens or as it's changing state to active unacknowledged to active acknowledged, for example. And so you can use this basically to keep tabs on what people are doing responding to the alarm, or again, you can use this as a way to record, for example, resolution notes and be able to access those notes the next time this alarm happens. So again, these chats are persistent across occurrences of that alarm condition. We've also improved the operator workspace view here. We can see, for example, in notification policies. I can see I've got two policies here, day shift operators and production staff, and I can see there's a slightly different group of people on each of these policies. Right. And so I noticed that I'm not on the policy for production staff, but maybe I do want to go and see what alarms are going on in that policy right now. So I can go back to the alarm screen here, and I can open up the filters button. Right. So I can create a filter here, for example. I can add a new filter. We'll call it all alarms. Oops, my Teams is getting in the way here. And I can basically just leave this thing wide open. And now I can change the filter to all alarms. Oops, and I can see different alarms that I wasn't able to see before there. And so this view basically allows you to either get, say, for example, an administrative view of all the alarms in the system, or if you wanted to monitor a particular subset of alarms, maybe that cuts across different policies, but pertains to different types of alarms that can happen in a specific area of the plant. It's much easier to do that with that filtering tool. We've also got the ability to search through contacts as well, and so this is a bit simplified for me. I've got one site with a few contacts here, but you can imagine how this would look if we had, say, for example, 6 or 12 different Win91 deployments that each had, say, 15 or 20 or 30 different people associated with them. If we wanted to go in and quickly identify one person at a particular site and change their information, we can search through them using this search tool, quickly identify who we want to go and change and change their contact information. We've also got the whole status angle of this app as well. So, for example, if we wanted to check on the status of this particular SmartSights Boston site, we can open up the status menu and we can see what modules are installed at that site. So again, this is very useful for a system owner or administrator. And we can see that most of these modules are behaving pretty well, but we do have two OPC modules, OPC DA and OPC UA, that are showing some warnings. And if we open up those modules here, we can see that it's warning us that there's no watchdog configured here, so that if this if this OPC server's connection to its to its PLCs or its sensors goes down, we wouldn't necessarily know that. So we can program that kind of a watchdog signal in on the back end here on prem, and then we'll have that sort of increased level of monitoring. But this tool in general will tell you, when a particular module has a warning like that where it goes down. We would see a red icon, for example. If my email server couldn't be contacted, we would see a red um, icon there. We would also get an alert that would happen if we were the administrator of that site. So uh, this status monitoring tool does give you some, just increased visibility if there is a problem or something that needs to be resolved at one of these sites. This will help you pinpoint exactly what it is, or just help you proactively keep tabs on what's happening across your Win 911 deployment. Now, everything we've kind of shown so far has been some of the updates to the Win 911 side of things. But this app also does include Excel Reporter, and the client for that is entirely new in SmartSights Mobile. So we can check that out by going into the Excel Reporter tab here. And just like with the Win911 side, we have different sites where we can access the reports for those. Because this is in beta right now, I've just got this one SmartSights Boston site here. But if I drill in here, this will connect into that site. It will show me a list of all the available reports that I have there. And what's nice about this new client is in the previous one, we had to define, what reports we wanted to link into the app by connecting them to Win911. This just shows you a live view of the reports that have been set up at that Excel Reporter site. And so if someone adds a new template into the deployment there, you'll just see it appear here in the app, and you can use its full functionality from this client. And we could do things in here like look at, for example, um, scheduled reports, right? So I've got a blending process, right, that could be running inside one of my plants. If I open this up here, it should show me the access to the scheduled reports. Let me just tab back here and see if I can get back in there. Oh, this always happens when you're doing a live demonstration, folks. Let me just back out and come back in here. So if I go back into the Excel Reporter tab here and I open up SmartSights Boston, it will load all my reports in here. And if I check on the blending audit report again here, it'll show me a history of the scheduled reports that have been generated from that report template. This would be a history of all the different, say, blending production runs that I've done over time. Now I can check on the one that's happening right now by going over to the On-Demand tab. So I can see right now we're running a cherry batch that has just started, and my output tank, for example, has just started filling there, and it hasn't quite reached its target, which is why we see that yellow 8 at the bottom of the report. And I can also see some key metrics coming off of that process, and these are being queried live from the SCADA history when I click that refresh button. I can also go look at past runs. So if I go into the scheduled tab in the app here, I can go say into the reports for June, and I can see, what happened the last time I ran a cherry batch, for example, and I can see what that would look like based on the target output, the scale of the batch. You get the idea here. Basically, all these reports are telling me what's happening in that process, and I can see what's happening right now, and I can see what's happening in the past as well. Now, this tool also supports some interactivity as well. If I go into the trend report here, I can see that I now have some options to select how this report's going to run. Right? I can select a time frame. I can select tags. I can even pick from instances here. So let's say, for example, I want to go and look at what's happening in my pump systems for the last 90 minutes. I can run that on demand. I can see that 90-minute time frame. But if I wanted to expand that, I can go and open up the calendar control here, and I can say, I want to run this for, say, the 25th to the 26th instead. I can see that different time frame. Again, every time I do this, we're requerying the live SCADA system. I can view this report here. I can download it. I can share it right here from the app. I can also change the tags. If I want to say, see what happens with the reactor, right, related to pump one, I can go into the tag browser. I can select my reactor level. I can rerun the report, and we can see the reactor level has the second tag there now. So if you've used the Win91 mobile app to view Excel Reporter reports, you can immediately see how this is much more live and interactive. And there's all kinds of different input controls that can support different types of processes and workflows. Say I'm monitoring a discrete process that starts and stops, like that blending process. I can use this discrete trend, which works, similarly in terms of the tag browsing, but the time frame is actually locked into specific events, right? So if I want to see what happened during this particular production run, I can select that time frame from a list, and I can see, for example, the reactor, filling up throughout the course of the batch, for example. So um, I hope that for new users, this basically shows you that this is a fully interactive tool that allows you to query different types of SCADA data and visualize it in all kinds of different ways. But for existing Smart Bundle users, you can see just how much of an improvement this is over our Win91 mobile solution that we have today. So I know we're cutting close on time here, especially due to those technical difficulties we had at the beginning. Again, apologize for those. I hope that was sort of a good quick look into the new SmartSights mobile app. I do want to finish off here by going back to the slides and talking about sort of the upgrade path for transitioning from existing XLR, Win, and bundle applications to be able to access this SmartSights mobile. So let me go back to the slides here. So talking about the upgrade path. So again, this starts on July 15th. That's the release date of XLR 2025, Win 2025, and SmartSights Mobile. Again, note that we'll continue support for Win9 Mobile for quite some time after this. So no need to panic and immediately upgrade if that presents a challenge for you. But basically, for all existing users who want to upgrade to a system that utilizes SmartSights Mobile, I would say don't worry. Our sales team will probably be proactively reaching out to you regarding this in the coming weeks. But if you want to be proactive and sort of initiate it yourself, basically what you're going to need is a SmartSights Mobile Gateway license, which is included with the Pro or Ultimate tiers of Win911 or Excel Reporter. The users for these will be 10 users with Pro or unlimited with Ultimate. You can contact license at smartsights.com, basically to check your eligibility based on your current licensing and or customer care status, and then receive access to this if you're eligible. Then obviously to use the app, you got to download the app. So this will be available on July 15th, and you can download it on the iOS App Store and Google Play. So this basically covers all existing SmartSights users who are wishing to upgrade or migrate to this. Now, some points specific to XLR standalone users, right? If you're an XL Reporter user standalone, there's been no mobile app for that solution, to this point in time. So basically, you have to upgrade your solution to XLR 2025. That basically includes a new module called the SmartSights Edge Gateway, which enables connectivity to this app. And then just from a configuration standpoint, you basically are going to go into your Excel Reporter Explorer, into the user profiles section of the Explorer there, and you're going to find some users. There's going to be a checkbox that says allow mobile access. You're going to check that box, plug in that person's email, and they'll be able to use that email to log into the app. So very, very simple, very, very easy workflow to do that. For Win911 users, it's very similar. So basically, you upgrade your installation to 2025. After receiving your gateway license, you're going to go into your workspace where you used to have your Win911 mobile gateway, and you're going to replace your profile that ends in at win911mobile.com with one that ends in at smartsitesmobile.com. So again, very, very simple. For Smart Bundle users, obviously, you're going to follow the same process as Win911 and Excel Reporter. But basically the app you're going to be using, right? The functionality is going to be what I just showed in the hands-on. So your reports tab will be replaced with the XLR client, which is going to run on the XLR tab. And again, very, very easy. And you can do that pretty quickly and enjoy your upgraded alarm and reporting capabilities. And again, folks, sorry for the delay here. We're kind of a little bit right at overtime, but I'll take the time now to kind of address some questions. Again, if you have any questions, just go to the question tab inside the Go To webinar menu there. And it looks like we do have two questions already in here. So the chat option provides notifications to other users. Basically, inside of their app, they will see on that alarm status that the chat icon will be highlighted. And I believe they'll get a notification when that chat message is sent through. If they don't, if that function does not send a notification, at the very least, they will see that there's a chat icon on that alarm in the alarm summary screen. So they'll be able to tap that and see the message that the user has sent them. Good question there from Brady. Another question from Brady. Does the new app allow you to restart Win911 services in addition to viewing the status of each? I believe it does not allow you to restart them, but it tells you their status. So to actually restart them, you would need to access either the Windows desktop services interface in Windows, or the SmartSights security module does allow you to restart those services. That security module can be distributed across a network, and so you can provide a little bit higher tier access to that, say, rather than just going all the way down in a remote desktop session, say down to the nav host of your Win911. But unfortunately, no, it does not allow you to restart the service directly from the mobile app. Both good questions from Brady there. Do we have any other questions coming in from the audience? I'll kind of take a pause here for a moment or two and just see if anyone else would like to raise a question. All right, going once, going twice. Does not look like we have any other questions coming into the audience, so I will end the session here. Thanks everyone for attending. If you are an existing SmartSights user, thank you. We appreciate your support. If you're a new prospective user, we appreciate you taking the time to learn about our mobile solution. Thanks a lot, everyone, for attending, and have a great day.